Welcome to Shanmugam IAS Academy and today's editorial analysis of 29th March 2022. Whoever read the newspaper, particularly the Hindu, you might have seen the no confidence motion which is yet to be passed in the Pakistan, which is that much relevant to the UPSC point of view. And other thing under that we have seen the Academy Awards which are given the last night, and also the major important issue today's editorial is in the Hindu is that is about the sub-regional grouping that must get back on course. Whoever read the newspaper today, they might be familiar with this topic. So what this topic is exactly about is about the BIMSTEC. So what is BIMSTEC? BIMSTEC is Bay of Bengal Initiative for the Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. This is the full form of the BIMSTEC. So why this is in the news? Because a summit is going to take place on the regional organization. The meeting is set to be hosted by the Sri Lanka. So this time the current BIMSTEC chair will be Sri Lanka. So this is the prelims question, and the background, the history of the BIMSTEC. So it was founded in the year 1997. So who are all the members of this BIMSTEC? So this we need to know. The territorial states in this are the India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, and the landlocked countries such as Nepal and Bhutan. The Maldives is not here. So we don't need to the SAARC nations. We'll be confusing with the Myanmar and the Maldives. But in the BIMSTEC, we have Myanmar. There we have the other thing. So India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, and the landlocked countries, the Nepal and Bhutan. And some of the 14 pillars which are said in the BIMSTEC is also very important. What are those 14 pillars here? First one is the trade and investment. Second one, the transport and communication. Third one, energy, tourism and technology. Fourth one, the fisheries, agricultural, and also the public health and poverty alleviation, counter terrorism and transnational crime, environment and disaster management, people to people contact, cultural cooperation and climate change. These are all the 14 important pillars of the BIMSTEC. So what we are going to discuss today is about the IUU. I'll be going to discuss you the later part of this topic. So now we will see about the BIMSTEC, and also one major thing which is involved in this topic here, that is a Bay of Bengal Maritime Dialogue, which is recently organized by the Center for Humanitarian Dialogue, and is also a Path Foundation which is brought together the government officials and also the prominent think tanks from Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Thailand, and also Indonesia. So what these countries are talking about? So they are saying they are stepped up for the efforts in the areas such as the environmental protection and also the scientific research, and also mainly for the curtailing of the illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, that is shortly called as IUU. This is the main and important issue of this BIMSTEC conference of this year, which all the participants, all the regional grouping nations are going to discuss about this Bay of Bengal Maritime Dialogue, and also under that is IUU, that is illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing in the Bay of Bengal region. So what is about this rich marine ecosystem about the Bay of Bengal that we are going to discuss here today? That is, the Bay of Bengal is home for a large network of beautiful and yet fragile estuaries and mangrove forest, and also the coral reefs, but the seagrass and the meadows, and these are all very big sites for the sea turtles. And also it is predicted that the sea level is been increasing to 0.5 meters in the next 50 years, which is predicted because of the cyclonic storms which was happening in the last 5 years. And the Bay of Bengal is an important source for the natural resources for the coastal population. This is very important one. And also according to this ICAR, what is they saying, the Central Marine Fishing Research Institute, they said that the fishing boats which are operating in the bay, it is estimated that with the fish stocks which are fished are unsustainably very much lower in this region, that is till the February 2022. And also this, according to the UN wing of the Food and Agricultural Organization of United Nations, they said that the Bay of Bengal is one of the IUU fishing hotspots of the Asia and Pacific. This was told by the Food and Agricultural Organization of United Nations. That is, this is main hotspot of the IUU. What is IUU? IUU is the illegal and unreported and unregulated fishing which was happening in this Bay of Bengal region, which was given by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations wing. This is one of the wing of United Nations. And also some of the blue economy and also the security threats such as terrorism, which is also one of the pillar of this BIMSTEC. So this is also one of the concern. And also the arrest of the fishermen who cross the maritime boundaries are also the additional problems. So we've been studying in the newspapers that Indian fishermen has been caught in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lankan fishermen has caught in the Indian territorial region. So these are of cross-border issues are also happening. So these are all the major issues which we are going to see. And also the BIMSTEC regional grouping of this year's chair, which is going to held in Sri Lanka, these major regional groups, also the nations, we're going to discuss about these issues. And also the need for regional interaction. Why there is need for the regional interaction? Because the blue economy that is has a very huge potential in the Bay of Bengal, and there is also many opportunities to develop the maritime trade, shipping, aquaculture and tourism. However, tapping these opportunities requires the coordinated and concerted action by the governments. So what the BIMSTEC summit is there to create a new regional mechanism for the coordinated activities on maritime issues, that is which are transboundary in nature. And one also the important mechanism here which we need to know is that it must initiate the urgent measures to strengthen the fisheries management and also to promote the sustainable fishing methods, which establish the protected areas and develop frameworks to prevent and manage the pollution, especially from the industrial and agricultural waste as well as the oil spills which are happening frequently in these days in the oceans. So these need to be reduced. So concerns about these things has to be notified in this grouping. And also most of the BIMSTEC nations has premier institutions such as they have very excellent scientists also. So interactions from the west is far more than within the region. So the improved fishing practices has to be taken in a long way for the restoring of health of the bay. So these steps has to be taken in the meeting of this BIMSTEC. So this is what has been discussed here. And also the Bay of Bengal program, and that is an intergovernmental organization. This is a prelims point of view. That is the Bay of Bengal program, and that is an intergovernmental organization which is based in Chennai. They are doing work that is to promote the sustainable fishing. The Bay of Bengal Raj Marine Ecosystem project is also being launched by the Food and Agricultural Organization of the UN United Nations with the funding from Global Environmental Facility. So this is purely a prelims question. They can ask what is the Bay of Bengal program, that is an intergovernmental organization, and also the Bay of Bengal Large Marine Ecosystem project, which is launched by whom? That is launched by the FAO of United Nations, and the funding is coming from the Global Environmental Facility. So this is important from prelims point of view. So what are the other things which is very important here is the summit which is going to take place, that is to curtail the unsustainable as well as the IUU fishing, which is the major topic here. They include the setting up of an international vessel tracking system and also making it mandatory for the vessels to be equipped with the automatic identification system. What will happen with these trackers? Because by establishing or by equipping these trackers, so the regional fishing vessel registry system publishing a vessel to the license list to help and identify the illegal vessels. By doing this tracking system, we can identify the illegal vessels which are operating in the Bay of Bengal region. So this can be easier, and also the controls and surveillance in the IUU fishing hotspots in the Bay of Bengal region to prevent these IUU practices, that is to implement the joint regional patrols. This is also one of the way forward step which you can take. That is all the nation should jointly patrol the region, that is the Bay of Bengal region, to promote that is the fishing moratoriums and also the programs which were targeted at the fisheries folk. And the challenge, what are the main challenges involved here is that is to confront the Bay of Bengal region. That is BIMSTEC must arise, awake and act before which is too late, which has to be too late. The summit must set in a process which regular meeting of officials, and this we need to tackle this illegal and unsustainable fishing in the region to help the environment from the degradation, that is to help to stop the degradation of the Bay of Bengal region. So this is what the important topic which we have seen and which they have given in this editorial. Some of the important points and topics, the prelims and the mains point of view, we have discussed in this editorial. If you have any doubts and the queries, just tell us in the comment section.